Get ready for a new dimension in the world of family entertainment. Will Vinton Features presents a magical, stylish retelling of one of the most famous fairy tales ever, The Frog Prince, an extraordinary motion picture experience.
With The Frog Prince, we've taken the timeless appeal of the Brothers Grimm story and made it into this expansive, magical, emotionally engaging musical comedy.
The screenwriter on the project is industry veteran Jim Cox, whose extensive experience includes Ferngully, The Rescuers Down Under, and Beauty and the Beast. Jim's screenplay is a rich mix of storytelling elements.
It's a screwball comedy filled with adventure, but at its core, it's a heartfelt love story with a twist.
The Frog Prince is set in a magnificent Mediterranean arena, where long ago 2 neighboring kingdoms were each blessed with the birth of a royal child. One was a prince named Philip, the other a princess they called Catherine.
Though everyone would love these children to marry and unite the kingdoms, the comic twist is that they can't stand each other, and they grow up constantly antagonistically fighting. They become a couple of headstrong teenagers who have some serious growing up to do.
One day, the otherwise peaceful kingdom is attacked by a terrible dragon, and the daring Prince Philip rides boldly out to save the day.
Tally-ho, old trusty steed, time for us to take the lead. What a glorious day it is for high adventure.
Philip got a little more than he bargained for. Meanwhile, Princess Catherine is doubly outraged. First, her father has offered her hand in marriage to whoever slays the dragon. And second, it might well be her childhood nemesis, Prince Philip, who does the slaying.
This isn't fair. I don't agree. It's not how life's supposed to be. You can't choose for me. My life is my adventure.
With much more luck than cunning, Philip manages to slay the dragon, only to find himself in even worse trouble. The beast was the creation of a fearsome witch named Gladys, who'd hoped to win this kingdom for her own. Furious, she transforms the prince into a defenseless frog. He'll stay that way, she says, until he receives the kiss of a princess, which in his present condition is a highly unlikely prospect. Philip manages to escape, however, leaving the witch free to plan new villainy with her wretched henchman, Raoul, the rat. Shortly, a handsome, if somewhat rat-like knight shows up at the castle claiming he slew the dragon and demanding Catherine's hand in marriage. Meanwhile, web-footed Philip finds himself trapped in a dismal swamp, fearing for his life as frog-eating swamp creatures appear in the shadows.
So the stage is set. The kingdom is in danger from an evil witch. Catherine must marry a knight we know to be a rat. Prince Philip is stuck in the swamp with slimy green skin and a strange craving for flies, and his one hope is to be kissed by the only princess around who just happens to hate him. That's the setup.
The Will Vinton style allows the creation of sets and scenes with incredible depth and scope. In The Frog Prince, huge vistas, castles of heroic proportions, casts of thousands of individually created and outrageous extras, all spring from the fertile imaginations of the Vinton team and the possibilities inherent in this magical technique. The music for The Frog Prince was created with a strong sense of both dramatic purpose and hit potential.
Well, I've always felt like the best music in a movie is like the best comedy. It works when we understand the characters.
David Pomeranz is a multi-platinum award-winning songwriter, known for his hits for Barry Manilow, Kenny Rogers, and Bette Midler. He's also written wonderful music for the stage and brings that stage, character-driven sensibility to this project. Distressed at being forced to marry Raoul, Catherine wanders to a favorite spot, the very spot where poor Prince Philip the Frog has taken up residence. From a hiding place in the reeds, Philip tries to finagle a kiss by asking Catherine to reveal her feelings.
The song Somebody More Like You is a great moment for Princess Catherine because she finally learns about herself, she learns about her feelings, and she finally speaks them in a song.
I wanna go sailing away, get lost in a firework display, wanna feel my heart shout touch my love's hand. Oh, wouldn't it be grand?
When she discovers the talking frog, Catherine reacts angrily. Though she doesn't know it's Philip, they end up doing what they've always done best: argue. Catherine storms off, leaving Philip hopping mad. The most riveting feature of a Will Vinton film is his remarkable ability to breathe life into his characters. In The Frog Prince, these outrageous and personable folk include the residents of the swamp in which Philip finds himself. Granny, a warm-hearted, down-home beaver. Jaybo, a fawn's-like jaybird. And Sheldon Snail, the pond's resident neurotic. They introduce the reluctant Frog Prince to the joys of swamp life and teach him a pivotal lesson in tolerance.
Ain't no finer class of folk around than those who stick their nose in boggy, soggy ground. If you wanna find a cure for the human pretension and palm, yeah, you go swinging in the swamp.
It's fascinating to watch the Vinton characters take shape. As in cell animation, drawings begin the design process. But as sculpting begins, the figures take on a physicality not possible in any other way. One critic called the Vinton characters palpable reality, an easy-to-understand description for something you can hold right in your hand. Even before it's animated, the character seems infused with life and personality, further enhanced through the selection of the right voice.
One of our tricks to enhance the believability of the characters is the extensive use of reference film. We film live actors talking and moving through the scene, then use that film as a reference from which to animate.
It's a wonderful technique, incorporating the subtle nuances and mannerisms of the live actor. It partly explains why the Vinton characters are so astonishingly lifelike and accessible.
It's unnatural, that's what it is. It's yin without yang, vice without versa. I miss it, Maddie. I miss you.
Here's reference film in which the actors audition for the parts of Gladys and Raoul, who at this point in the story are touring the castle with the air of new homeowners. They discuss the little changes they plan to make.
A carpet of green, wall-to-wall shag, that'll go great with your TV table. Covered without plywood would drive me mad. But then again, madness wouldn't be bad.
As the villains gloat, Philip makes his way to the castle. Catherine is appalled when the king allows him to stay, and enraged when he's invited to the stately wedding dinner planned for that evening. There, a singing and dancing Philip is the hit of the party.
And we get to see him poke fun at the straight-laced guests. He starts by picking on the wealthy Prince of Earl.
Wears the latest and the finest fashion, loves to put the common folk to shame. Except the prince has got a teeny-weeny vice, has to do with dice, and he can't resist a good old game. Now, Prince, he really ain't got a penny to his name. Only goes to show you some things aren't always what they seem. Look.
Oh, but there's more going on here than just the song. In the midst of all this craziness, Philip and Catherine start to see each other in a whole new way. Later, he's alone with her. Philip begins to admit to feelings that he's never had before. David's written a real hit for this tender scene.
So how do I explain the way I feel when I look at you? I'm whole. When I look at you, there's a soul awaken. Suddenly, my walls are breaking and falling all away. When I look at you, I'm scared.
With this song, the themes of the film really converge, themes of great wisdom that we can all relate to. It's only with the heart that one can see clearly, and the importance of not accepting what's on the surface, but looking underneath for the truth.
Can you turn a frog into a prince?
Philip is seeing his childhood nemesis with fresh eyes, and he's really learned something about unselfish love. It's a very beautiful moment. Of course, then we jump right back into the action.
What a lovely day for a wedding. What a lovely day for a wedding. The birds are in the trees and God is in his sky.
After a series of comic misadventures, the story races to a climactic conclusion at the huge royal wedding. Prince Philip has learned what's important, and he and his animal friends must now stop the wedding at any cost to save Catherine. The little frog manages to disrupt the proceedings until reinforcements from the swamp arrive. An enormous battle ensues. Gladys goes into a tyrannical rage. Her wand conjures up a huge maelstrom of fire, food, and furniture. She turns Raoul into a giant monster, a veritable Terminator rat. It's David versus Goliath as Raoul and Philip square off in mortal combat. The human and animal forces are no match for Gladys's magic. Only the humble and brave Frog Prince stands in the way of her complete victory. The Frog Prince is a heartfelt love story that strikes a chord in young and old alike.
It's really an action-packed allegory about the dangers and wonders of growing up.
And it features the sparkling, character-driven, super-real animation style that's going to put Will Vinton Studios at the vanguard of the family film industry. The emergence of this style into the world of animated film so long dominated by the Disney company is sure to be a major event.
Tonight on CBS.
This classy, solidly conceived animated musical motion picture, with the power of Will Vinton Studios' extraordinary look and memorable characters, guarantees The Frog Prince will be a movie event and an enormous commercial success.
This could be the beginning of a trend.